everyone, it's Melissa with another craft activity for you. Today I thought I'd show you how to make origami butterflies. These are a deceptively easy craft activity to do. It can be done in less than 2 minutes and all you need is a square piece of paper. For today I have just a regular rectangular piece of blue paper, and I will show you how to make a square before you start. So once you have your piece of paper, you're actually all ready to get started. The first thing I'm going to do is make my rectangular piece of paper square. If you already have a square piece of paper, like you're using origami paper or another square paper, you can feel free to skip this step and just move on to starting with a square piece of paper. But for those of you who are starting with rectangular paper, what you're going to do is take the outside corner of your paper in the bottom right, and you're going to take it and bring it up to the top of your page, and make sure you line up the outside edge here with the top of the paper. So that's going to look something like this, and you're going to want to crease it so that it makes kind of like this triangle shape on top, and then everything past the triangle is actually what you're going to end up cutting off. So you're going to take a pair of scissors and just cut straight along this edge, and that's going to make your square piece of paper. At this point, I am going to decorate one side of my piece of paper. It's currently the same on both sides, but I want my butterfly to have a design. I don't want it to just be blue. So I'm going to take my markers. I'm going to take a green and a purple marker, but you can do whatever you want. If you want to skip this step, you can also do that. And I am going to decorate one side of my piece of paper, so that there's an outside and an inside. And if you're using origami paper, usually there's already a white side and a colored or patterned side, so you can skip this step if you want. Alright, so I have colored mine with swirls and dots, and I'm going to be able now to distinguish the pattern side from the plain side. Most origami paper will have a patterned or colored side and a white side. You're going to want, if you want the pattern side on the outside of the butterfly, you're going to want to start with the pattern side facing upward like mine is. If you're using a piece of paper that's undecorated and it's the same on both sides, then you can just start on whatever side you'd prefer. So the first thing you're going to do is take this bottom edge here and bring it up to the top edge and line up the corners and the tops and the bottoms, and then go ahead and give it a crease. You're then going to unfold it, turn it 90 degrees, so turn it so that the crease you just made is going up and down, and then do the exact same thing. You're going to fold the bottom edge up to the top edge and unfold it. Once you've done that, you're ready to flip the piece of paper over. This is going to be your either blank or white side if you're using origami paper or decorated paper. And then what you're going to do is turn it so that the corner is pointing towards you. It doesn't matter which corner. And then you're going to take the corner and fold it up to the corner at the top. And you want to make sure you line everything up like you did when you were cutting the paper if you did that step. Line everything up, and in this case mine is on the crease that I used to cut it, so it's a little easier. You want to make sure that's nice and a good crease. Unfold it, turn it again so that the crease you just made is going up and down. Take the bottom edge and bring it to the top just like you did before, and crease it. Make sure everything is nice and lined up. So you're going to leave it like this for just a second. It's going to be basically a big triangle. And you can see that the piece of paper, the way that it's folded, is making it pop open a little. You're going to actually want to go with that and kind of push it towards the center so it makes a triangle like this with the bottom open. And you're going to want to press that. So you've taken a big triangle and made it into a smaller triangle. If you want your butterfly to have rounded wings, which are very cool, you can also leave it alone if you want it to have slightly pointier wings. you're going to fold it in half, fold your butterfly in half, so that you make this right triangle. And where the top has the 4 flaps, you're going to take a pair of scissors and just round those corners. Again, if you don't want to do this, you don't have to. Then you're going to unfold it in half. So you should have 2 flaps on one side and 2 flaps on the other. And then the bottom is the straight edge. You're going to take 1 flap on the right and fold it up so that the side is in line with the side of the triangle. And this is in the edge is in the middle. And you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So take the edge, the bottom edge, fold it to the middle, and it should still line up with the side right here. So if you were to not have cut these so that they're rounded, so the wings are rounded, you would actually have the points of the triangle go all the way up to the point up here. But because I cut these so they're rounded, it doesn't quite reach it. All right, so once you've done that, you're going to hold that so it's nice and steady, flip it over, and take the bottom point here. I've moved the edge, the straight edge up to the top and the point to the bottom. I'm going to take the point at the bottom and bring it up to the top past the edge. And it doesn't have to go super far past. You want it to have a little bit though. And you can see these are poking up a little bit. These are going to be the bottom wings. All right, so here's probably the most difficult part. You're going to pinch right here so that it all stays together. Turn it back over, hopefully without losing any of it. And that little tiny triangle at the top where you went past it, you're just going to fold it right over. So it looks like this. This is probably the turning, and then the folding of this is probably the hardest part of this whole thing. So you're going to want to pinch it to make sure that it's going to have a good crease on there. And you can see it's not flat anymore, which is what you want. You can leave it like this, or you can fold it in the middle so it stands up a little more. And there you go. There is your finished butterfly. So these are really great also to decorate with. I made a whole bunch of these in rainbow colors earlier, and I strung them together with beading line. You can also use fishing line, and just so that they look like they're floating. And I can then hang this in my house. So you can use them to make garlands if you'd like. These are just stopped with knots, and then I just tied a loop at the top. These are what they look like when you don't cut the edges of the wings, by the way. So these are what the pointy wings look like if you don't round them in that step that I showed you earlier. The other thing that I did was I took flowers in my house, and I made a butterfly for this, and then I put it on a bamboo skewer. It's just hot glued right on there, and it makes this really nice decoration for my vase of flowers, and I really liked it because I could make it in a contrasting color, and it just looks really fancy. So you could do that with basically anything if you wanted to put it on a hair stick or a clip, or if you wanted to, basically anything you can attach it to, use that. They're really awesome for that, and they're super easy to make like you saw. So that's it for today for our craft video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.